Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to AskGolfNut channel and welcome to an old v new. This time it's going to be the Mizuno 925 Hot Metal Pro against the 923 Hot Metal Pro. Now, why is the Pro actually around? Why does it exist? Some people want all the help you're going to get in a game improvement iron, like you're going to get in the Hot Metal, the standard normal Hot Metal, but they don't like the massive soles, they don't like the massive top lines, they don't like the huge amounts of offset, and so hence why the Pro was born. Quickly, 923 looks wise because of the fact you've got that chrome barring around the back of the 923. It does make certain dimensions look smaller. So sole thickness between the 923 and 925, 923 looks smaller. If you see that top line there, because of that chrome bar, it makes it look smaller. Blade lengths are basically exactly the same, and then obviously down by the golf ball, it's within reason. Yeah, much nicer looking for the offset point of view that you don't get that obviously with the standard Hot Metal. Right, it's time to go get the glove on. Let's go get the dataset changed. Let's go whack this one into the green. Right, as if by magic, glove is on and we are into a green. 185 yards over water. This is the exact same hole that I did the Hot Metal on for continuity purposes. It's always good to hit the same. These are the same lofted, so 28 and 28.5 degrees. There's half a degree of loft between these two, so there's going to be no real difference in performance whatsoever. And again, Mizuno aren't saying with the new 925 that it's going to go massively longer or massively higher or massively anything else. It's much more down the route of forgiveness. They've been really concentrating on not making an iron go any further. They feel that they've gone far enough now. Let's go give this one a hit into the green, because absolutely, if you're going to be one of the two, the Hot Metal or the Hot Metal Pro, this one suits my eye much better. Safe down the left-hand side. I would take that all day long. On a green where you're trying to go over water, it's a win. Club path 1.4 from the inside, face the path 0.5 open, or 0 basically. 4 mil low, 1 mil heel, so very good strike, can't complain whatsoever. And 36 yards in the air and 48 degrees descent angle, 182 as I warm up. Feel difference on this one to the 925. I've hit these two together quite a lot now, and I know there's no difference. I mean, the 923 were already one of the nicest feeling game improvement irons on the market. I mean, that's a toe strike. That was not plumb on. But as you can see, it's just working, like really well. Club path 0.4 and then face 0.600 delivery. What's that, 8 mil toe, 2 mil low, yeah, so I could feel it. And that's a great thing when it comes to changing from a game improvement iron to a blade. Generally speaking, you lose a little bit of the feel of where you hit it on the face, but because it's effectively acoustics, when you make a golf club really firecracky, because of the audible noise that you hear, it kind of takes away from the feeling of where you hit it. These being one of the softest game improvement irons, if not the softest game improvement irons out there, you do still retain where you hit it on the face. 38 yards in the air though, and 49 degrees descent angle at 181. Really do like the 923. If you've got a set of 923s, would you jump out straight away to get a set of 925s? Being honest, probably not. On looks and feel, etc. We'll wait until we go to the performance side and forgiveness side to see what differences there actually is between them. Right, one last one before we go over to the 925. And a nice one to finish. That's straight down the pipe, that is. Is it going to hit the pin? Oh, nearly. Path 0.9 across. Face open by 0.9 as well, baby fade dynamics, but yeah, 1 mil low, 7 mil toe, slightly toey strike, but 38 yards in the air and 49 degrees descent angle at 180 yards. You cannot complain at all, just works really well. So out of the Hot Metal range, this is absolutely going to be my favorite. It's the Pro version rather than the bigger Hot Metal and the even bigger Hot Metal high launch, but the high launch is there for slower and ultra fast swing speeds alike, but different video. Right, let's go flick over to 925 and see what the differences are in looks, quite a lot, feel, possibly not, before we go look at the performance and the forgiveness. Dataset change, we have the 925 Hot Metal Pro in our hands. Will be interesting to see if there's any feel differences. We'll whack it into the same green now and see if there's any audible strike feeling differences. Again, acoustics is one thing that people either like or they don't really care about. Oh, that's a block. That's a really nice strike block. That's my fault, not the golf club. Club path, 0.5. That's the good bit. Face was nearly 2 degrees open. That's my fault. As strike was 0 mil low, 2 mil low, sorry, 0 mil toe. It was really very, very good strike. 38 yards in the air, 49 degrees descent angle at 182. It was good, apart from me leaving my face open by a couple of degrees. And at this distance, remember, we are hitting at a green 185 yards away. You don't need to be much open or closed to miss a green, although I did it on the right side, as such, the right side, because the left-hand side's got water. Feeling-wise, I can't tell any difference between the two. I really can't. There is no difference between the two. Mizuno have said in the little graphs that have made slight acoustic changes for the 925 over 923. My ears can't pick it up, I'll be honest. The 923 was already the softest, nicest feeling, if soft is nice for you, than all other game improvement irons, because nothing feels like a Mizuno. That's one thing they want to do. They want to make their golf clubs feel a certain way, sound a certain way. So a certain amount of their design is not just for ball speed and forgiveness. A certain amount of their design is for acoustics as well. But I can't tell any difference. There is no difference between these two, basically, at all when it comes to sound. Well, that's left. That is strong left. Look at that. Face closing, slight de-loft. Again, that's my fault, not the golf club. 1 degree from the inside, 1 degree closed, 6 mil toe, 0 mil high. So it's a really good strike, really within a quarter of an inch, very, very good. But loft was 22.3 degrees. So that was my fault. That was me de-lofting it slightly, which has made it go 192 yards carry. Feeling wise, working really well. It sounds really nice, no different than 923. It's going similar distances as long as I deliver the right amount of loft. That's my fault again. Would I throw away my set of 923s for these? Not currently when it comes to this. Again, we'll look at the performance and more importantly, the forgiveness differences between these two after this last one. But at the moment, both exactly the same golf club. I'm not having a very good day. That was not very good. 0 path, 0 face. 22.4 degrees of loft again, so it's de-lofted slightly, but 14 mil toe, 2 mil high. Not good whatsoever, but 38 yards in the air and 48 degrees descent angle at 185, like working, as you saw. That is not middle. That's 16 millimeters gross off of the toe and slightly high. And it's just working very, very well. Efficiency is 1.37. I'm gonna do a normal data set out the middle to see which one works basically better than the other ones. I feel within reason, they're both exactly the same. However, it will be interesting, I'm already seeing differences in forgiveness, potentially. I'm gonna hit these identically as best a human can do, all over the face and as close to the same spot all over the face. Let's go see, out of the two, which one is more forgiving than the other. So the information that you see on the screen now is the club and ball compare screen, because Numpty over here copied things across wrong. The tabular data which you normally see is, well, not right. And so, yeah, the club compare screen works exactly the same. We just haven't got the tabular data. That's my fault, no one else's. I have done this at my normal speed. Why have I done this at my normal speed? Is because if there is going to be a difference in performance between these two, it will be showcased at a higher swing speed. The faster you swing, if there's a 1% difference or a 2% difference or whatever it be, then effectively we will start definitely seeing it again. If you start swinging at 10 miles an hour, if there's a 20% difference, you'll hardly see a thing. You can see there, they got the green and the blue. The green is the JPX923 Hot Metal Pro and the blue is the 925 Hot Metal Pro. Ball speed difference, there is literally like half a mile an hour in it from the 925 Hot Metal Pro as a win. Launching exactly the same. Spin, there is 190, that's within standard deviation. So I would say as a pattern though, they're within reason, exactly the same. Again, you're talking about slight strike differences, etc. You can see by the bottom right hand side there, you can see the slight strike differences on there. I hit the 925 Hot Metal Pro fractionally higher on the face and fractionally more toe, and that does have a tendency to gear a touch more spin off. But effectively you get the strikes exactly the same. They will do exactly the same job on spin. Now, according to that spin profile and that slight increase in speed, I mean, it's next to nothing. There is a 2 yard gain in carry. Again, Mizuno are not saying there's going to be a massive performance difference between these two irons, guys, as in there isn't any. They don't want there to be a performance difference between the two. They're looking for a much more on the forgiveness side, and that's great from a manufacturer to stop chasing distance. I wish all manufacturers would now stop chasing distance and just cranking the living daylights out of golf clubs until you start getting 27, 26, 25 degree 7 irons. Well, 27 degrees is my 5 iron. So yeah, we'll hopefully get out of that pattern. But you can see by the clubhead data here, within 0.01 efficiency of another, so very, very close, within 0.2 of a mile an hour head speeds. Dynamic loft within 0.1 of a. Everything else you can see is so very close. The only thing out there is dynamic lie, 4.2 down, toe down against 1.9 degrees toe down, and that's just basically how the head is set up, the specs for the head. I like a 2 degree upright head, etc. But yeah, we don't go into that one. There's no point from a custom fitting point of view, absolutely, but from performance, no. Right, so let's go see how well it works out of the middle, because this is the most important part to understanding how forgiving a golf club is. You measure something out of the middle, and then you measure everything else from that point. You get an understanding of how well that golf club will retain ball speed when you don't hit it where you should do. So we've got 923 Hot Metal Pro first, 0mm low, 2mm heel, so within 2 millimeters, bang on out the screws. Club and path are very 0-0 and 24 degrees aloft, 1.39. We have one here, 4mm toe, 0mm low. On the 925 Hot Metal, path and face are bang on, 0.0, 0.0, bang on, can't do any better than that. 24.1 degrees of loft, so again, this is within, what, that 0.1? Yeah, 0.1 of a degree, that is it. And we are 1.40. Let's capture one here. We've got the 923 Hot Metal Pro 7 iron. We have a 10mm heel, 1mm low, so just 10mm heel. This is a nominal heel miss. We have a face which is slightly open to a path slightly across, so it'd be like a little K action, which will take a little bit of the efficiency away. 23 degrees of loft, 1.35. We've got one here, 13mm heel, 2mm low. So rather than 11, we're now 15. So a decidedly worse strike. We do have a face and path at 0-0, where the other one's slightly open, and 25.6 degrees loft rather than 23, 1.36. But there is more loft delivered on the 925, and we have a slightly worse strike, and we've got a gain of 0.01 from those. So if you make the adjustment when it comes to the face, you might have 0.01 in that, but with all the other things, worse strike and more loft. The 925, again, I've already done the high 925 Hot Metal, and there's a pattern of the 925 series basically given out exactly the same from the middle as the 923, no difference whatsoever, but is more forgiving for more parts of the face. If you go low on the face now, 11mm low, 3mm toe on the 923 Hot Metal, face is slightly closed to a path, which generally speaking, a slightly closed will always give you a little bit extra in efficiency, but 26.1 degrees of loft. We have now a face which is 0.8 open a 925 Hot Metal, but 10mm low, 5mm toe, as opposed to 11 and 3, so 14 against 15, so 1mm in it. I'm not going to get overly upset about that. And 24.6 degrees aloft rather than 26.1. So with one hand give us the other to take it away from the closed face, open face, less loft, more loft kind of idea. 1.36, 1.31. If you do the adjustments around, we are at 0.05 gain on its raw, but if you do the adjustments, the Hot Metal 925 Hot Metal Pro is just more forgiving of more parts of the face. Now these aren't extreme low hits, but again, if you're going to be going any more than 11, 12, 15 and mil like that's getting very, very close to knifing it. Let's go 923 Hot Metal now with a 12mm toe, 0mm high, so within reason nearly half an inch off of the middle on the toe side. Face is 0, 0.0, and loft is 23.3 degrees, 1.36 efficiency. If you go 11mm toe or 4mm low on the Hot Metal Pro 925, so we are talking between 12 now and 15, so a slightly worse strike on the 925 Hot Metal Pro. Face is again 0, slightly closed, it's 0.8 of a degree, and 24.8 degrees aloft, 1.38, 1.36 to 1.38, 0.02 gain. We have a worse strike and we have more loft. So again, anytime that you have a worse strike, anytime you have more loft, you get more deflection. More deflection would normally mean less efficient. We're actually gaining in efficiency. again, this goes down to that whole thing again of the 925 series being more efficient off of more of the face. Let's go extreme toe now. We'll call it extreme enough. Again, these Hot Metal Pros are smaller than the Hot Metals, so again, you don't want to go too far off of the middle, but we have one here for the 923 Hot Metal Pro. 20mm toe, 3mm low, so 23mm gross, not far off, an inch away from the middle. Face is 1.1 degree closed, 26.7 degrees aloft, 1.35. If you now go 22mm toe, 6mm low, so from 23 we are now down to 28. So it is a worse strike. So it is 5mm worse strike gross. So you have to be honest about that. Face is 0 and loft is 25.8, so within 0.9 of a degree. Exactly the same as that of the 923 Hot Metal, and we are 1.32. And again, this is the same pattern. Now, I would say this is a better identifier of a similar thing that I was seeing with the 925 and 923 Hot Metal series, that on nominal strikes, on normal heel hits, low hits and toe hits, the 925 is better than the 923 for forgiveness. Absolutely plain as day, it is. And you will gain from using a 925 over a 923 on normal hits, on normal miss hits, normal everything else. It's not until you go to extreme toe, and we are talking now like an inch and more away from middle, that actually the 923 starts to work better on the on the Hot Metal Pro, no different to that on the Hot Metal. And the reason is because of that power frame, that design of the 923. Everything is focused around toe strikes, and from a fitter's point of view, it was great because people come in with a toe strike, you know the 923 was going to win straight away because it's very, very much so focused on the toe. 925 has been built differently. It's designed to be more forgiving off more of the face. There's got that elliptical thing I'll stick up on the screen there, which is different to that of the technology in the 923, and it is because of the way it's constructed. It's now two-piece, so they can actually get to the back and mill the back out, where before it was molded in one piece and they couldn't do that. To conclude this performance, no difference whatsoever. They are both exactly the same golf club. Forgiveness, yes, there is a difference, as long as you don't whack it off of really weird and wonderful parts of the toe. Again, but if you're going to be hitting routine 30mm plus off of middle on the toe side, then I'd invest in lessons rather than golf clubs, but you kind of get the idea. Looks and feel, they're exactly the same golf club. I can't tell any difference. Mizuno's saying they've changed the acoustics very slightly. My ears can't detect it whatsoever. Yours may, my aging ears can't. And so I would say basically they feel exactly the same, but they feel one of the softest game improvement, if not the softest game improvement iron on the market. And again, that is your subjective likes and dislikes. If you don't like something which is soft, then don't buy it. And if you do like the softest game improvement iron, then definitely stick it on your list. As a balance, well done to Mizuno for updating the 923 into 925. Are you going to be dropping your 923s for a 925? I'd probably suggest not. Is there a big enough jump? Mizuno don't care really about looking at the 923 people. They're not looking at for that. No manufacturer is. They're looking for people that have got 4, 5 or 6 models old. Golf clubs that are 10 years old or so looking, or 5 to 10 years old, that are looking to update and going into something like the 925 series. So hope you liked the video. If you did, go on, thumbs up, hit the like button. YouTube likes, so do I. Down there is a subscribe button. It's free and it is great for the channel, so I appreciate if you could subscribe. So thank you. And next, that is a bell icon. That's a notification bell. If you click that one, that will notify you next time I upload another video. Hope you're well. We'll see you again soon.